Hi everyone and welcome to SentUAMessage, which in accordance with current trends in the games industry is now subject to a complex and nuanced morality system.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Before we start though, have you got anything that I can eat? I'm starving.
There you go.
Oh, awesome, thanks.
Oh, the burdens of morality. Right, on with the questions.
Oh, delicious. Anyway, Lukey Pick successfully downloaded our SentUAMessage question template. It's basically just a time-saving Word document that contains text, will there be any downloadable content for insert game here? On this occasion, Lukey Boy has chosen to insert popular game product, Alien vs Predator.
Now, Lukey Lou, if you've picked up the special edition of ABP, then the answer is no. At least not for now, because you've already got it being the Swarm map pack. However, this multiplayer-focused add-on is only available to those who purchase the standard version of the game from 18th of March, at a cost of 560 Microsoft points.
What do you get for your pointage? No less than 4 maps, half of which are tailored for Predator Hunt, Infestation, Domination, and the various deathmatch modes. The other 2 are set aside for Survivor mode, AVP's answer to Horde and Firefight.
If you're after the SentUAMessage question template, you can download it from your mind. Right, next up, Combat Live, Chaos Bus 1989, Project Stalker, XXX Ratchet XXX, John Axton, Demonic Kitty and Robbie W all ask, when will the map pack for Modern Warfare 2 come out?
God, why did you read all the names out? You know, you could have just said, a lot of people have asked this.
Oh yeah, I suppose I could have just done that. Oh well, the stimulus package, as it's known, will finally be here on the 30th of March, meaning our inbox and Facebook wall can go back to being just discussions about how stupid our haircuts are.
The pack is coming first to Xbox Live and contains 5 maps, 3 brand new and 2 fan favourites from the original Modern Warfare, including Vacant.
And to celebrate the maps arriving, there's going to be a bunch of extra content hitting the Xbox Live Marketplace, including a new premium theme, some new gamer pick packs, including one that focuses exclusively on gruff mustache aficionado Captain Price, and some cool new avatar items, including night vision goggles, a US Army Ranger uniform, and a badass riot shield, and a t-shirt with the 10th Prestige logo on it that everyone will have earned legitimately.
Alright, so you got that? 30th. The 30th of March. This month. The 30th of this month. No need to ever ask again, okay? Now, further to our question a couple of weeks ago about new Super Street Fighter 4 characters, the 10th and final new character has been announced.
Yes, he's called Hakan, he's from Turkey, and he
what? What's he like? What kind of fighting style are we talking here?
Well, he's kind of into oil.
Oil?
And touching. You'd probably better just watch the trailer.
Right, next up, Id George has heard that if you have completed Fable 2, your character will be transferred to Fable 3, Mass Effect 2 style.
Well, you heard wrong, George. Fable 3 is set 50 years after Fable 2, so your hero would probably be a little too creaky to be bounding around the countryside, slaying hobs and kicking chickens. However, you will be able to import your save game from Fable 2 into Fable 3.
If you do this, your Fable 3 character will be the offspring of your Fable 2 character, and your actions from Fable 2 will impact on the world of Fable 3, as was hinted at in the Fable 2 downloadable content, See the Future.
There's plenty more cool stuff to come in the game as well. Chief amongst these is a much more involved morality system, much like our own show, that adapts the game to your playstyle right down to the weapons you use.
Using heavy weapons makes your character big, using guns makes them graceful, using magic makes them weedy and mystical, and the weapons themselves change depending on your actions, taking on the forms of the enemies you've slain the most, or start to drip with tainted blood if you killed too many innocent people. There's even talk of weapons gaining detailing relevant to your gamer tag and gamer score, and the free exchange of weapons between players is also being hinted at. Obviously there's lots more to come on the game, so stay tuned to Inside Xbox for much more in-depth coverage of Molyneux's next masterpiece soon.
Okay, next on the question train is Chris123456, nicely done, and he asks if Portal 2 is confirmed and if there's any info on it.
Well, Valve was being super mega secretive about Portal 2, refusing to even acknowledge that it was working on it.
But clues started coming out recently that hinted at the game being on the way.
A patch released for the PC version of Portal on March the 1st included a new achievement called Transmission Received that required the player to carry the in-game radios around with them to pick up new transmissions, which were part of an alternate reality game that revealed ASCII art, garbled screenshots and dialogue that seemed to be heavily hinting that a second game was on the way.
A second patch, released on March the 3rd, altered the game's original ending to show Shell, the first game's protagonist, being dragged away by a robotic party escort, indicating that her escape wasn't as final as she might have hoped. And, with all of that out of the bag, Valve went ahead and announced the game was definitely coming. It's due out this holiday season, according to the developer, which is American for Christmas.
So, what do we know so far? Well, as far as we can tell, the antagonist this time will be Cave Johnson, the dearly departed boss of Aperture Science. How can a dead billionaire cause you problems?
It could fall into your hot water tank and sort of decompose, so every time you took a shower it'd be all corpsey.
Ugh. Well, that's not true, fortunately. It's actually a simulated computer version of Johnson, who guides you through the game's environments while musing on death and the afterlife in no doubt hilarious fashion.
We also know that Portal 2 will introduce a cooperative multiplayer mode with an entirely separate campaign with a unique story, test chambers and 2 new player characters, according to a description from US games retailer GameStop.
The most recent issue of Games Informer featured a Portal 2 image on the cover which gave us 2 views of different environments. A stark lab similar to the one seen in the first game, and a verdant forest, hinting that we might see the action move to more naturalistic settings.
One final clue, there were certain letters underlined in the official Portal 2 announcement which, when placed together, spell out Dratman Honey. That turned out to be the latest login and password for the Portal 2 bulletin board system, with yet more ASCII art and text files for fans to pore over.
Now, we're massively excited for this, as the original Portal was a fantastically fun, brain-bending, beautifully written masterpiece, and if you've not played it, you can pick it up right now in Games Marketplace for 1,200 Microsoft points. More on Portal 2 as we get it.
OK, Indie UK was awoken from his slumber one evening by a vision. In this vision he saw the words, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, and then darkness. Now he refuses to sleep again until he finds out what it all means. Help him rest, Dan.
How much of that is true?
All of it?
I'll see. I'm going to blindly accept your word as gospel. So, the eagle-eared among you may have noticed that the words Tomb and Raider were absent from Indie UK's vision. But don't worry, the ethereal forces that terrorise with gaming portents weren't given duff information.
No, the reason for the rather Indiana Jones-esque title is that it's actually a spin-off from the Tomb Raider series that'll only be available as a digital download, which, in other words, means it's a prime candidate for joining the pantheon of live arcade greats.
It also means that the game shifts away from classic Tomb Raider gameplay. Everything is viewed from a fixed isometric perspective, and there's a heavy emphasis on co-op gameplay.
Lara is joined by a Mayan tribesman called Totec, whose use of spears and shields both complement and contrast with Ms. Croft's contemporary gadgetry. For example, Totec can stick his spear into a wall to allow Lara to reach otherwise inaccessible platforms, or use his tightrope walking ability to navigate his way across Lara's taut grapple hook line.
While the game can be played on your lonesome, the co-op element means that multiplayer both locally and online is encouraged, and there's no need to worry about starting the stage again if a friend appears on live, because it's all drop in, drop out. This
summer release is currently being shown behind closed doors at GDC, which, as you can tell, we're not at. So we're hoping more details will emerge soon. Sleep well, Indie UK. Sleep well. Finally, Comic Strip Kid wants to know if there'll be any more DLC for Need for Speed Shift.
Well, yes there will, and it's out from Thursday, 18th of March.
Known as the Exotic Racing Series Pack, it features 7 new cars. The Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione.
The BMW M1 Pro Car.
The Gumpert Apollo.
The Honda NSX.
The McLaren MP412C.
The Maserati Gran Turismo S.
And the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren Sterling Moss. Each car has challenges created specifically for them, including time trials and sprints.
The DLC also features a new track called Riviera, which apparently contains daring corners, multiple blazing straightaways, and a few hairpins that will push the new cars to the limit. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, whatever. The really exciting news is there's an extra 125 gamer points on offer as well. Well, that's it for this week's show. Send your questions in to the gamertag SentUAMessage.
To our email address, SentUAMessage@hotmail.com.
Write on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/SentUAMessage.
Tweet us at SentUAMessage.
Or write your question on a piece of paper, seal it inside a locked safe and place it in a tank of water, and we will free and answer the question while escaping from a locked mail sack full of exotic jungle cats.
We're not doing that.
All right, just the first 4 then. We'll see you next time. Is there any of that cake left?
No, I ate it all. Why are you looking at me like that?